At some point in life, we all have felt left out. And many times, in those moments, what we want is revenge on those who made us feel unacceptable. But revenge is not what we need. We need something else. Have you ever realized how much American culture is obsessed with zombies? It's so interesting because zombies are flesh-eating monsters. Nobody wants to be around them because they're going to get eaten by them. I think the interesting thing about zombies is that fear aspect. We're afraid of it. We all are entertained. It has that entertainment value that we all seek. But if we really think about it, zombies are really funny because they're slow, usually, unless you're watching a specific movie. But a lot of times it's like, how did you even get caught by this mindless, slow thing? And yet in every zombie show, in every zombie apocalypse movie, the population dies out because the zombies end up taking over, or the virus ends up taking over. Imagine if we had cultural zombies. Zombies that are not like the flesh-eating ones that we see in movies, but cultural zombies, ones that everybody kind of just stays away from them because they're afraid of being consumed by them, or they're too weird and they're too different, so we just keep them to the side. We stay away from them because, hey, culturally they're just too different and we don't want to be tainted by them. We don't want to be around them. And it's those cultural zombies, the people that we put to the side, who end up being those people who are unaccepted, who are seen by society as unacceptable. And we put them to the side saying, you know what, you're not good enough to be a part of our group. You're not good enough. You don't fit in enough to be a part of what we're doing here. We all know the story. It's the kid that he was just too smart, too nerdy. He ends up being cast out to the side. But in the future, he becomes a CEO and he's interviewing that same bully in the story of his life. And you know, the ugly duckling boy or girl who grows up and is not popular, but later on in college has that glow up, has that phase that they go through where all of a sudden they're beautiful, and all those people that didn't want to be known by her before all of a sudden want her desperately. Then we have the geek who no one is interested in, into these weird things that nobody else likes, but then all of a sudden in the future everybody realizes how cool this is. And you know what, he has this moment of retribution where he's like, you know what, I was into that way before any of you were, and now you want to come to me and talk to me about it. But you know what, let's take that and let's flip it on its head. Those who were accepted typically have parts of themselves who were seen as unacceptable as well. You know, the bully bullies others because he himself was bullied at home. The person who was popular but never really felt like they were truly accepted by the people that were supposed to love them in their own house. The athlete who basks in the glory of the applause that surrounds them, but they never get that acceptance from that one person that they desperately crave it from. We all have parts that are unacceptable. And both of those groups feel the weight of being unaccepted by others. One of them feels the unacceptance of a larger group and them as the individual, and the other one feels the acceptance of the larger groups but does not get that acceptance from one individual. So at the end of the day, we're all unacceptable. We've all felt this way. We've all had that feeling of being unaccepted. So let's go back to the zombies from earlier. Let's think on what is really happening there. It's very simple. They run away from the zombies because it's unacceptable to want to be eaten. You'll be consumed by that. But let's apply it to what we're talking about. In our own lives, we run away from the parts of ourselves that we feel are unacceptable, and those people that we find to be unacceptable, we run away from others, and we run away from those parts of ourselves because we're afraid of being consumed by them. It costs way too much for us to be ourselves totally. It costs way too much to accept others. It makes us uncomfortable. It's all fun and games until we have to come to terms with what we feel is unacceptable inside of us. When we have to face what is ugly or what others have told us is ugly, when we have to face the message that was told to us that this part of you cannot be accepted. I want to get into your face a little bit today. I want to ask you, who told you this? How do we overcome that voice deep down inside of us that tells us we are not good enough? How do we overcome those voices that tell us we are ugly, that tell us that we're not great, that tell us that we're not good enough, that tell us we will never make it? What's really going on here is that our perceived value and our actual value are out of balance. So what can you do today to realize the actual value that is inside of you, to realize the potential and the power that is inside of you today? Why is it important for you to be able to do so? Because tomorrow sits on your table waiting for you to grasp it. And it's been sitting there waiting for you to grab it and take over what you are meant to do. Tomorrow sits before you. It's a gift given to you by God to be able to seize the day, to be able to seize your life. Yeah, there are parts of you that you feel are unacceptable, but you have been accepted. You are accepted. You are great. You are powerful. You are able to do this. Do you want to be taken seriously? Do you want to feel like you are in the right place? Well, you don't need revenge. What you need is community. You need to take a step to change what you are doing, to change your outlook. You don't need the revenge of the unaccepted. You don't need to be able to take out those or to get back at those who told you you weren't acceptable or to prove to them that you are. What you need to do is believe in you. Believe in what you have in your life. Believe in what is before you. Believe that you can. Become a part of a community that can uplift you. People who can believe in you, and a life that shows you that you are more than acceptable. You are great. You are great.